Okay, here we're going to look at cell energy. So whether it's a eukaryotic cell we're talking about or a prokaryotic cell, all cells need and require energy. Just a reminder, eukaryotic cells contain membrane-bound organelles. Prokaryotes do not. An example of a prokaryote cell would be like a bacteria, and a eukaryotic cell could be a plant or animal cell. So first off, this energy in your cells, what's it used for? Well, it's to maintain temperature, contract your muscles, complete chemical reactions, allow you to grow and assemble larger molecules. So this is all things that your body needs energy for, and there's lists could go on from here. Starting with metabolism, all the chemical reactions in organisms are summarized as the organism's metabolism. These metabolic activities alter molecules in a series of steps. So the digestive process would be an example of these series of steps that goes through to break down food items. Energy, which is the end result, is the ability to do work. And enzymes, which are proteins, accelerate each step of this process. And enzymes are able to regulate and maintain a balanced supply on demand. So we can see here we take on starch, glycogen, disaccharides, monosaccharides, distribution of free glucose. All this together is kind of forming the metabolism, which is a complex set of steps that are allowing the body to kind of generate this energy by breaking down food items. So where does the energy come from? All organisms must produce energy from the environment, store it for future use, and use it in a controlled manner. We just can't consume energy and just break it all down and just produce all ATP. There's also some heat that's generated, there's some waste that are generated, so this must be done in a controlled manner to try to maximize the amount of energy. Where does all this energy come from that we eat? Well, whether we're eating meat products, we're eating grains, we're eating fruits, we're eating vegetables, everything starts from the sun. The sun then produces the light energy that allows autotrophs to go through the process of photosynthesis, that then allows us to produce food, and ultimately we're using that food, the chemical energy in the food, and we're storing it as ATP. It stands for adenosine triphosphate. We're going to have a separate lecture on that particular molecule, but this is what it looks like. It's basically the energy currency, the body's energy currency. It's a way to think about it, and that's what the body's going to use to allow these chemical reactions, this chemical energy, to be stored and to be used for future use in the body. So energy from fuels, digest large molecules into smaller ones. What occurs here? We're breaking bonds and moving electrons from one molecule to another. As electrons move, they carry energy, and that energy is stored in another bond. It can be released as heat or harvested again to make that body currency ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So that's where our energy from our food is going. What's happening here, we're having the breaking of bonds and moving of electrons. The electrons carrying that energy is what's being basically stored to be used for later purposes of the body. Now a good kind of slide to kind of look at, which may initially look a little confusing, is this slide here. We're talking about oxidation and reduction reactions. And this is just the very basics of this. So if something is oxidized, it loses an electron. So molecule 1 here is losing an electron, so it's oxidized. That electron, with its negative charge, is being transferred here to our atom number 2. This is gaining an electron, therefore it's reduced. Keep in mind, electrons have a negative charge, so if we're gaining an electron, this will be reduced. So the trick to remember this is Leo says Ger. Think of a line. What it stands for is Leo, losing electrons, oxidation, says Ger. G-E-R stands for gaining electrons is reduced. So if we know electrons have a negative charge, if we're gaining electrons, we're going to be reduced. But in order to gain an electron, another atom or molecule here needs to lose an electron. So this would be the oxidizing component, and this would be the reduced atom here. So this is an oxidation and reduction. It's referring to the transfer of electrons. And it may sound a little counterintuitive, but if you're gaining electrons, you're reduced. And if you're losing electrons, you become oxidized, or basically gaining a more positive related charge. So hopefully this kind of helps you just understand a little bit what goes on in our cells and our metabolism so cells can gain energy.